one, we're going to do half cup of the blueberries.
So, grab your imagination hats and get ready to explore with us. Join us every Saturday at 9 a.m. for new friends, amazing stories, and tons of laughter.
Join us as we explore the journeys of those who defy the odds and break barriers. We dive deep into the stories of triumph.
The Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops, who accused the Kenya Kwanza government of fostering a culture of lies, empty promises and misplaced priorities. Speaking at a graduation ceremony at the Tangaza University on Friday, November the 15th, Ruto thanked the clergy for their effort in keeping the state accountable. However, the head of state urged the clergy to be constructive and factual in their effort to critique the state.
Because this great institution is run by the Catholic Church. And you know, in the Lord's Creed, we all say we believe in the one Holy Catholic Church. It is very gratifying that we are here today to do this together. And I want to ask all of us, leaders, the clergy, Kenyans, to work together towards a nation that we can all be proud of. And even as we engage in public discourse on matters that are important to the people of Kenya, we must be careful to be factual, lest we become victims of the things we accuse others of doing. I know you know what I mean.
Now, the Principal Secretary for Education, Belio Kipsang, has issued a statement assuring the nation and the KCSE candidates that there will be no exam irregularities this year, noting that those involved in such practices do not or do so immediately after the exam papers arrive in school premises, while others circulate fake exam papers across social media. And speaking in Meru County during the distribution of the exam papers, Kipsang said that the Ministry of Education has set aside strategies that will ensure that any malpractice will easily be detected and the individuals will be followed.
One thing I want to affirm is that our exam has not leaked, because an examination leakage is where people get exposure to the exam maybe a day or two early. What we have been having is what we call early exposure, where people receive the papers the same they are receiving here. Once they are in school, as they distribute to the students, somebody takes a photo of the paper that already has been opened. That one is not a leakage, it is an early exposure. And this year, we totally changed strategy in our examination, and all our exams are personalized. Each exam is to an individual. So when a student allows their paper to be, a photo to be taken of their paper, then that paper is traced to an individual. And that is why this year we have said people will be taking personal responsibility. We shall not be condemning an examination center or whole school, or we are not condemning a whole, if we have 20 invigilators and one of them was careless, then we shall deal with the individual.
All right, residents of Lugari in the South Bunyala area have called on the government to compensate them after enduring long-standing tough times. That is in relation to the 2011 May. That is, since those affected have not been paid, with some of them having passed away. Speaking in Lugari, South Bunyala, during a meeting to discuss the matter with the relevant officials, the residents expressed doubts about the approach used to ensure they receive their compensation. However, they have blamed the local leadership for not going ahead to address their complaints for a long time. Right, we'll be coming back to you with that very story. Allow us to cross over to a different county where residents from Nyandarua have expressed mixed reactions over the intended impeachment of Governor Dr. Kiarie Badilisha, a motion that is being prepared, that is by Milangine MCA, that is Samuel Madhu. And the motion, the MCA has cited numerous allegations that, if passed, could see the first-time governor sent home. In the notice of special motion by Samuel Madhu, the MCA notes that the governor has committed gross violation of the Constitution or any other law pursuant to Article 181A, that is, of 2010 Constitution.
Na shida ambayo tunaona tuko nayo ni ambayo MCA wa kutoka Milangine anasema ataleta impeachment against governor wetu Kiarie Badilisha, mtu ambaye tunamuunga mkono kwa dhati, mtu ambaye tunampenda, mtu ambaye analeta maendeleo katikati yetu na katika jamii yetu. Tungependelea kuuliza huyu MCA, hii maneno ambayo unaleta, ambayo tukifuatilia tunaona hayana ukweli, tunakuuliza tafadhali komesha hiyo maneno.
Impeachment inakujaga tu Nyandarua. Najiuliza, si kazi ni bado hatujafanyiwa kazi, na tuna hope governor atafanya kazi, na hiyo mambo ya impeachment hatutaki.
Ni watu wa Nyandarua wapatiwe nafasi ili Nyandarua wafanyiwe kazi na gavana waliyechagua Bwana Kiarie Moses Badilisha. Na tunajua, tumeona, imeonekana ni wakati watu wetu wameanza kutumiwa kumaliza wale wengine.
Sasa hii tumechoka, tumeshachoka. Huyo ni Gachagua alimfukuza. Tukakasirika, tukaridhika. Lakini saa hii sisi Nyandarua sisi tuko safe na Badilisha.
And youth at Matuge constituency in Kwale County have been urged to collaborate with the police officers to address challenges of insecurity in the area. According to the Muslim Women Advancement of Rights and Protection, Officer Fahad Changi said that this collaboration aims to address the differences that arise between the police and the youth in a bid to promote peace in Kwale County.
Ya mambo yaliyotajika katika mzunguko wetu ni mambo jinsi gani polisi wanahusika katika hongo, polisi wanahusika katika ubepari, polisi wanahusika katika utekaji nyara, polisi wanahusika katika mambo yale mambo mabaya katika jamii. Na vijana nao polisi wanasema hawa vijana wamekuwa wao ndio waizi, wao ndio wavutaji bangi na madawa ya kulevya, wao ndio wanakata watu mapanga. So kila mmoja alikuwa anavuta kwake. Sasa hivi leo tumewaleta pamoja.
Na tumekuja na mikakati ambayo katika kikao hiki imeweza kujitokeza kwamba baada ya kikao cha leo sisi sote tuweze kuungana pamoja, tuweze kuhubiri amani na usalama, na vile vile tuanzishe mikakati na michakato ambayo itaboresha masuala ya amani na usalama,
ili ifikie mahali ya kwamba kijana ama mwanajamii yoyote akimuona askari asimuone kama mtu mbaya kama wanavyosema, kwa sababu propaganda kijijini kwenye jamii ni nyingi sana. Askari anaonekana mtu mbaya, askari anaonekana mtu mwenye hasira, na askari popote atakapoonekana wao wanajua amekuja kuchukua jambo, kuchukua mtu ama kufanya jambo lolote.
All right, university student leaders and parents have continued to urge the national government through the Ministry of Education to review the current higher education funding system, which is said to be disadvantaging students from poor families. And this call was made during a ceremony to distribute educational funding in the Kibwezi East constituency, Makueni County. During the event, student leaders expressed that the current funding system places many students from poor families in difficult circumstances, with the financial burden of education increasing each year. The area representative for Kibwezi East, Michael Mutava, promised to work closely with parents to address the existing gaps in the funding system, stressing that he would continue to advocate for the rights of students and their families to receive fair and adequate financial support.
Saidia wazazi na hasa sisi wanafunzi ili kuhakikisha kwamba the gaps ambazo zimewekwa na ile new funding model, wanafunzi na wazazi wanaweza jijazia mahali wanahitajika, hasa contribution ambao wanahitaji kuweka ili kufadhili
masomo ya vyuo vikuu. Niseme kwamba tunahimiza serikali kwamba iweze kuangalia huo mfumo mpya wa ufadhili wa masomo ya juu, kwa sababu kidogo tunahisi kama wanafunzi na pia wazazi wetu wameelezea waziwazi kwamba unafanya discrimination.
Mimi ni mama tu wa nyumbani, kupata mapato ni shida, ni kung'ang'ana tu. Lakini vile nimeona nimesaidika na hii mpango ya basari.
Tunafanya public participation, tuna prioritize according to priority of needs, wenyewe wanajiweka. Kwa hivyo kutoka wakati huo tumekuwa na list, tuko na database ya wale wanasoma katika universities in every polling station.
11 minutes past the top of the hour. Allow us to pay some bills. We come back with more news.
Vile unavyojua watoto wengi sana hawana namna. Mimi ningependelea watoto wasome.
I'm here to stress on education. At the same time, let us actually do any kind of sport that we are doing. Sport speaks the best language to everybody.
Tunataka tutafute talents. Zile raw talents kutoka kule nyumbani mashinani mahali tuko leo.
Hizi mbio za Chepsaita, like all other sports, zinaleta watu pamoja.
We want to use this event to uplift the lives of the community.
Anafurahia hii mchezo sana. Hata sikaange naambianga watu tuende Chepsaita.
Wanafunzi wakimbie ili wakuze talanta ya mbio ama kuhimiza tena elimu.
This is the place to be. Hapa ndipo mahali wanastahili kuwa tarehe 7. Wale watoto walikimbia last year, wamekimbia mpaka wamefuka mipaka zetu za Kenya.
Hey there, friends. Welcome to Kids on the Block, where fun and imagination come alive. We dive into magical world filled with exciting adventures and awesome friends.
What position were you in?
I was number 2.
What position were you?
Number 1.
He decided to cross the bridge by his house and look for food on the other side.
We're going to do half cup of chocolate chips, and the other one, we're going to do half cup of the blueberries.
So, grab your imagination hats and get ready to explore with us. Join us every Saturday at 9 a.m. for new friends, amazing stories, and tons of laughter.
Join us as we explore the journeys of those who defy the odds and break barriers. We dive deep into the stories of triumph.
Sometimes when parenting a child with a special need or whatever disability, family life becomes a bit complicated and you may end up raising the child on your own.
Here, we inspire.
I have a farm which one we showcase with other dyslexic youth and autism, how to farm.
Motivate.
It's never easy, but what we do, the best thing is to work with another parent who has an elder child than yours.
And break through the barriers one story at a time. Push your boundaries beyond the limit. Saturdays at 8 p.m. The Grind, where business meets brilliance. It's not just about the ideas.
I was working as a shampoo boy. I used to wash clients' hair on the sink.
It's about making them happen. From big wins.
Only on TV47.
Welcome back to the broadcast. Some more on News Now, and the Institute of Public Accountants has raised alarm of poor use and management of public funds in counties and, of course, staggered adoption of the zero-fault audit in county executives. Among the issues raised by the Institute is irregular and unsupported payments and pending bills that is running the devolved units into financial ruin. And ISPEC chairperson, that is Philip Kaikai, says the county internal audit committees remain the weakest link in protecting public funds in counties, which is already scarce and poorly managed. The county executives have now been encouraged to shift focus on own revenue generation to spur development.
We must support counties in improving their financial reporting, auditing, and governance structures. These review reports of county government's accountability are very important in ensuring that resources are used effectively to foster socio-economic development, improve service delivery, and enhance citizens' livelihoods.
It's really the issue of the accrual basis of accounting, which would be able to really resolve most of those issues, especially those touching on the pending bills and even on irregular and unsupported payments. That the move towards accrual accounting, where financial transactions are recorded when they occur, rather than when cash changes hands, has been a crucial recommendation for strengthening the public financial management at both national and county levels. However, the total adoption of the accrual accounting remains challenging for many counties.
And now to this unfortunate piece, a 32-year-old woman, Rosemary Atieno from Homa Bay County, is currently recovering at Gendia Mission Hospital following a brutal attack by her husband. The incident occurred at a riverside in Rachuonyo South Sub-County, where Atieno suffered deep anger cuts.
Atieno, a mother of two, described her troubled 2-year marriage, which has been marred by her husband's alleged criminal behavior, including theft. Previously, she had sought refuge at her father's home in Ugenya due to the abusive relationship. However, she returned to Homa Bay to support her children as they prepared for exams.
Tulikaa na huyo mwanaume miaka 2, tukakosana. Tabia yake ilikuwa mbaya, anaiba vitu za watu na anatoroka. Sasa nilichoka na hiyo maisha nikarudi kwetu.
Tragically, just one day after her return, Atieno was ambushed by her husband at the riverside. He attacked her with a panga, and her cries for help drew the attention of nearby neighbors who rushed to her aid.
Tukaenda kuchota maji. Venye tulifika tu hapo kwa maji, tukastuka amefika, akaanza kunikata. Ndio wakanileta hapa hospitali.
As a result of the assault, Atieno sustained serious injuries with medical expenses already exceeding 90,000 Kenyan shillings. She is now appealing for financial assistance from well-wishers to cover her hospital bills. Following the attack, police arrested the suspect, who is being held at Kendu police station while investigations are ongoing.
Nalikata kichwa, mkono nayo hawezi fanya kitu chochote. Hii nayo ilianguka chini. Paka imefura, inauma, siwezi hata kubebwa hivi, hata kutoka lazima nibebe. Akapata mapacha hapa, pia nikashonwa. Sasa siwezi. Uchungu pia imezidi.
The incident has prompted widespread condemnation from local leaders. Roslyn Omolo was the first one. Homa Bay County CEC for Health, highlighting the need to address issues affecting young men, suggesting that neglecting their empowerment may contribute to such violence. Similarly, Karachuonyo MP Adipo Okwome denounced the attack and called on religious leaders to help guide communities back to moral and spiritual values.
that we were so worried about the girl child being weak that we ignored the boy child. And so we have an empowered girl child, but we have not empowered the boy to live with the empowered girl child. So what's coming out is sort of looking like resistance.
The government should put some measures, especially from the junior secondary school. We should have, GBV should be made a compulsory subject for learners to learn.
It's an act of crime in terms of law, but an act of, I don't know what you would term it if you want to be religious. It is a terrible thing.
This tragic event occurs just days before the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, a global campaign set to begin on 25th of November. Activists and local leaders are urging for increased efforts to combat gender-based violence and provide necessary support for victims. Ruga Ival, TV47.
The government is digitizing the compensation process for human-wildlife conflict, that is HWC, and claims to speed up and streamline payouts at a County Wildlife Committee workshop for Nairobi, Kajiado and Kiambu. Tourism and Wildlife CS Rebecca Miano confirmed that a digital scheme already piloted in 6 counties will enhance efficiency, transparency, as well as accountability. This initiative aims to expedite compensation for counties affected by wildlife-related losses, ensuring a fair and timely process. PS for Tourism and Wildlife Sylvia Musenya, as well during the workshop, said that the government is now focused in sustaining the compensation claims after the process that is resumed in 2023. And Sylvia says that the last payment of the compensation was done in 2018 before resuming in 2023.
It is worth noting that the last compensation had been done only up to 2018, and then that was stopped. But when His Excellency came to office, he has now initiated the process of compensation so that it is done in a timely manner and in an organized manner, and that's why the creation of county wildlife compensation committees is integral. In this particular workshop, the CWCCs have been taught and given adequate information on how the process goes, their role and participation. And it is also exciting to know that we are now having a digital system that they have been taken through. The digital system will minimize cases that are not genuine. It will make it efficient in a speedy manner, and it will be more accurate. The actual bill that is pending, I think it's of about 15 billion for the whole of the backlog.
All right, it is now time for us to get sporty, and of course we have lots lined in relation to that. And the national men's football team, that is Harambee Stars, has a date with Zimbabwe this evening at the Peter Mokaba Stadium in South Africa. Well, the Group J fixture will then kick off at 7 p.m. Kenyan time, with Stars placed third on the standings with 4 points behind leaders Cameroon, who have 11 points, and the Warriors, who have 8 points so far. Namibia is last in the group with 1 point after sharing the spoils with the indomitable Lions. Goalkeeper Brian Bwire replaced Ian Otieno, while Daniel Sakari took the place of Adam Wilson, who left the team after the passing of his grandmother. After this game, head coach Engin Firas, and his squad will take on Namibia next Tuesday at the same venue. Nyinyi. Tenerife County Senator Danson Mungetana has pointed an accusing finger to the county sports department for poor sports infrastructure. The area is in dire need of a multi-discipline sports stadium in order to encourage the growth of talent. The sports ground is in Hola, that is incomplete, and county officials are accused of mismanagement of funds.
Stadium yetu moja kubwa ya Hola mpaka leo haijakamilika vile inatakikana. Pesa zinatumika lakini haijakamilika. Tunataka kujua what is happening there.